So last week I posted a video sharing a very stressful, intense moment that I was experiencing. And the way things were going, I didn't even begin to get out half of what was taking place. So I am more at peace in the moment and I'm going to share the story again. So the day after Mother's Day, May 12th, I had it was a very, very intense day. There's a lot of things that I had to worry about handling, and I needed some time to just go and release. So whenever I feel stressed out, if I'm not dancing and worshiping God, I like to go for walks. There's this little desert part behind where my mother lives, and I always go over there to walk. I walk through it. I have never had a problem anytime else I've been through there. This day, I was on the phone with one of my friends, and I was sharing with him how there was so much trash in the desert that I hadn't seen out there, and it's like it keeps getting more and more, and it really bothers me. So I'm taking pictures of it because I'm talking to God about, like, how do we fix this? And next thing I know, there's this huge black dog. I will tell you guys right now, it was a hellhound to me. That's my opinion. Just comes out and barking, and before I knew it was biting at my feet. And I was in shock, and I was in fear, and I was trying to kick it away, fight it away. Nothing was helping. He kept coming, circling me. I fell to the ground a couple of times, kept trying to get back up, and every time I tried to move, he was right back at either my left foot or my right foot. This took place for about 20 minutes exactly. And all of a sudden, this man who comes out of the one of those shacks over there, he runs and he's trying to help, and he was having difficulty trying to stop the dog too. Somehow he grabs a hold of the dog eventually, and he just tells me, like, just relax. And he's like, if you calm down, he'll calm down. And I don't know how I even had the strength to calm down. I was already bleeding everywhere. So he grabs the dog, he takes the dog back to the shack. He comes back to me, and I am hysterical at this point. And I'm trying to ask him, like, why was your dog attacking me? I couldn't really communicate that well. He's like, we need to call 911. You got to get out of, like, we got to move you from here. And I was like, I can't get up. And I was like, what's your name? And he told me his name was Jupiter. And I say, oh, yep, sounds like something God would do. Of course your name is Jupiter. He asked me what my name was, and the only thing I knew to say at the moment was, my name is Jesus. When he told me his name was Jupiter, I am Jesus right now. And he's like, okay, Jesus, I need you to stand up, and we gotta walk out of here. And I'm like, something about saying my name is Jesus and him telling me, all right, Jesus, you gotta get up. It felt like I had enough strength to pull myself up. And we're walking out of this desert. I had two phones on me. We're both calling 911, trying to get help. And I'm walking out this desert with blood everywhere. I hadn't even really seen how bad it was, but I know what I was seeing was like it was like my feet were going to be eaten. And I was in so much shock. When the police arrived, I was very uncomfortable. There was so many of them, and of course I had just been mauled, and I was defensive because it's like I didn't trust anybody right now, and the sun was just so brightly shining, and so I was like, I will walk to the hospital myself before I get into a police car or into an ambulance with you guys, because they were so rude and not hearing me when I'm trying to express to them like I just was attacked by a dog. Nothing I was saying were they paying attention to. Eventually, they put me in handcuffs to take me to the hospital. When we get to the hospital, I'm sitting there in the area where criminals are supposed to be at. Someone who had just been attacked by a dog is sitting as a criminal, handcuffed, with blood just bleeding, no service, just sitting there bleeding and handcuffed, and being accused of trying to commit suicide is what they were trying to give me a 5150 on. They were going to keep me at the hospital underneath watch, and they made a report saying that I was walking into oncoming traffic trying to commit suicide. And I'm angry. And when I made that video, I was even more angry because I knew they were lying. They knew they were lying. And I could not understand, how am I in a situation where it's definitely evident that, if anything, if I was running into traffic, I would have been trying to get help, not trying to kill myself if I have open wounds everywhere. And no matter what, like 12 hours sitting there with dirt and dust and who knows what in the desert, and no real treatment to see if I had anything wrong. And yeah, I was angry and I was stressed out and I was in so much pain and I was in disbelief that this is what was happening to me right now. And there was no one there but God. I'm still in shock and awe that it's been a week, well, about 11 days since it happened. And somehow I'm still walking. Yes, these days it's really, really bad pain. But it really bothered me. And the way that they were talking to me, and I'm telling them, like, you guys, I haven't signed not one piece of paper. Like, you haven't asked me not one question. And I'm sitting here telling you over and over again what happened to me. Never messed up my words. Never changed my story. Never was out of my mind. Except for I was in a lot of pain. So yeah, that probably seemed a little cuckoo to be in pain. Yeah, okay. That's just saying it. But to experience that and seeing these officers like laugh and be so disrespectful and willingly to your face, like, tell you that we're admitting you for 72 hours because you try to kill yourself with dog bites. I mean, not even just dog bites, like my skin, my meat was shredded. And I cleaned my own wounds. The way that they were so rough, and it's like I'm in so much pain, and yet the way you're treating me, even the people in the hospital, I could not understand why you guys are doing somebody like this. If I get emergency, like, you gotta help, but there's no communication here. I have signed not one paper. I have had no one come to tell me what the rights are at the hospital. No HIPAA. You haven't asked me about no medical insurance. How is it that you have all this information about me? And I have not been at this hospital. If anyone has any advice or prayers or words of encouragement, I'd appreciate it. I love you. God loves you. I know that I know I would not have been able to do this right now if it was not for God. And if I had not believed in the strength and the story of Jesus Christ and what he went through, dying and raising again for my life and for yours, ain't no way in the world I thought I was done for. But I know he's a healer. I know he's a healer. And I will stand on that.